Everyone, it's Brittany here again, and this is week 14 of our update. It's also like I think this is vlog number 30, so that's kind of nice. Already 30 videos in that you guys have been here since the beginning of me testing for ovulation, and then testing for the pregnancy test, finding out that we were pregnant, through the sneak peek results and everything after that so far. So 14 weeks in, 30 videos total. This bump date is going to be not a little different, but I'm just going to add a couple things in. I am going to reveal the names that we have chosen over time, like our list of girl names, our list of boy names, whether sneak peek was right or wrong. We did have an ultrasound done to confirm gender, so I'll be revealing that as well as the name that we picked for our child. So week 14, not much has changed since week 13. My clothes are getting a little more snug. I am feeling a lot more movement. It still just comes and goes. I have to literally not be thinking about for the baby moving in order to feel the movement. So it'll just be like a sporadic kind of tugging or like kind of like flicking in there. So I did have the stomach flu yesterday, which sucks to be sick. So far during this pregnancy, I've thrown my back out. Couldn't be on any type of medication other than Tylenol. I've had a head cold. So again, couldn't take anything for like my cough or sinuses. I was only able to take cough drops and, steamy showers and humidifiers. And then now I've had the stomach flu. Luckily, it was only like a 24-hour bug. But yeah, that was not fun. Again, I couldn't take anything because any type of like diarrhea type stuff, it's not good for you. When you're pregnant, they say it's fine to take in like the first trimester, but now I'm technically in the second trimester, and they kind of wave against it. It's kind of in the B and C category of medications for pregnancy, mostly in the C category, which is probably not a good idea to take. They said it can cause contractions, but so can just going diarrhea. So, but I guess like the medications and things like that. Sorry, this is TMI. I'm grossing you out. I'm sorry, but stomach flu is no fun. And so the medication I looked up said you couldn't take it because it could cause contractions and early labor, especially if you're in the third trimester. And I'm like, well, I'm in the second trimester. I've had a high-risk pregnancy because of my multiple miscarriages, so I'm not going to risk it. So literally, I just toughed it out. I just kept dealing with what my body wanted to do, and I just had saltine crackers, I had Sprite, I had some peppermint tea, not very much because I don't even like doing really peppermint tea or anything with mint in it for a pregnancy. So I only had like 1 cup of peppermint tea, and then my mother-in-law was so great. I decided not to take my daughter to daycare because I couldn't even leave the bathroom really most of the morning. So she actually came and got my daughter and took her to her house and even kept her overnight so I could rest and kind of recover because it was hard last night or yesterday. It was really rough on my system. So I pretty much just laid on the couch, watched Hallmark Christmas movies. I tried to get a nap in. I think I took like a 1-hour nap, but my stomach was so bad. And then my body, after like everything kind of just went through my system, my body just hurt afterwards. I ached so bad. Like this, I couldn't get comfortable. I could feel the baby actually moving a lot when I was laying there because my stomach was so sore, I was able to feel like what was going on a lot more. So yeah, that was not a fun day yesterday. So today I'm taking it lightly. I'm having some tomato soup and crackers again. And I'm going to get another Sprite later and just staying hydrated with water because that's all you can pretty much do when you're pregnant. You can't do much to help your system get better. So despite all that fun stuff, so the week 14 bump date. So yeah, that was not fun to go through, but luckily my symptoms haven't been bad this week at all. I've been getting a lot more energy, so I've been wanting to do a little bit, not more housework per se, but just catch up on housework that I've been lagging on. It's like laundry and stuff we got done a lot over the weekend. Dishes and stuff I got done on Monday, because that was just out of control. It was literally like a week or two worth of dishes. It was gross. Because my husband and I have like this battle. Like I say, if I cook the food, then you do the dishes. Well, then it gets piled up and he gets upset. And I'm like, well, do the dishes. And there's like this big prolonged battle going on. I'm like, you know what? If you help me with laundry, like just folding, I washed everything and got everything done. I was like, if you just help me fold the laundry tonight, I'll do the dishes in the morning. And he's like, okay, or I'll do the dishes the next day. He's like, okay, because he really didn't want to do them. And neither do I. I hate dishes. It's gross. So that's why I cook, so he does the cleaning. And he doesn't cook, so he doesn't get a choice really in the matter. So that's why there's a battle going on with those stinking dishes. So yeah, so far week 14's been great. I haven't noticed really much growth. Firmness, yes, because I am, as I said before, I am a plus size person. I wear like 1X, 2X, so I'm on like the larger scale of weight. So I'm a curvier person, and so I'm obviously not going to get that really cute, really pretty bump. I'm not expecting that at all. I didn't get it at all with my daughter till I was very late in the game, like right before she was born. Then my stomach finally kind of rounded out. But also she was in my back a lot more. I think this baby's in the front a little more because I'm feeling the firmness and tightness a lot more sooner, because now I'm only 14 weeks and I already feel my lower abdomen getting firmer and tighter. Whereas before with my daughter, I was squishy to like probably 35 weeks or 36 weeks. So I'm excited for that. I'm hoping to get more of a rounded front and not back labor like I did with my daughter, because she was always in my back, and I ended up having back labor with her too. So as you guys may know, or if I may have mentioned before, my daughter, she's going to be 2 in December. Her name is Adeline May. We fought all the time about my daughter's name. I either had the name, I loved the name Adeline, and I loved the name Riley for her. And my husband just did not like Riley at all. He's like, no, that he doesn't like any kind of name that could be a boy's name too. He's like, nope, we're not doing that. And I'm like, okay, so Adeline it is. Like, I pretty much narrowed it down to 2. He picked the one he didn't like, so I got my Adeline. And then we kind of compromised the middle name. We chose his grandmother's middle name, who passed away the year she was born. And we had just found out we were pregnant like right after she had passed away. We were pregnant while she was still alive, but found out right after she had passed. So her name, and fun fact is that his grandmother, before she passed away, like I think it was like a few days or a few weeks, had a dream that we were pregnant. So it was really crazy that we were in fact pregnant with our first rainbow baby. We did have 2 losses before her. So, yeah, so it was really nice to be able to kind of make a tribute to her with our daughter's name. And so that's how we got Adeline May. So now I'm going to go over the names that we have for this child. These are the list of boy names that we have, that we picked out. I had to write them down so I remember. And these are the names that I absolutely love, but we're not going to use. So my pick I wanted, this is another battle. My husband decided he gets to name the boy since I got to name the girl. I was like, well, how about we do it the way I did it, where we pick 2 names that we like, and then you pick the name that you want. Or like I told him, give me 2 names, and then, but it ended up being like I picked the 2 that I wanted, like I did with my daughter, and then he picked the one he wanted. Kind of what I did with my daughter. So he didn't really pick. I kind of picked, but it was mainly like one of his favorites and then my favorite, and then we decided, and he picked his favorite, of course. So, and then this time though, I gave you guys a hint on the name. If it was going to be a boy, that the middle name would be Jet, after my father. So that was going to be, I said, no matter what, it has to flow with that. So he's like, okay. So for the potential boy names that we have are Jameson, which I loved. That was my favorite. I loved Jameson, and I felt Jameson Jet would work so well. He did not like it because we have a friend who has a son named Jet Jameson. So he's like, no, we're not copying that. I'm like, it's not copying. It's just kind of flip-flopped. Anyway, so Jameson was it one of them. Jensen, because I am a huge fan of Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I'm a giant fan of Supernatural. So, and I love the name Jensen. So that was another name. Noah, which I've always loved Noah. Sawyer. Elliot, which is another name I loved. And then the other name would be the boy's name we would choose. Now, I'm not going to list the girl name. I'm not going to list one of the boy names that are our selections. For girls, I loved, one of them is the one that we are going to select if a girl. So I'm not going to read that one. So, but the girl's name will have my, we haven't really decided. It's going to be like, I want it to be either my mom with Lee or one of my sisters, which is either Nicole or Jean. So the one I love won't work with a middle name Lee, so because it's in that name. But the other names are Kennedy, Jocelyn, because I kind of feel like that's just so pretty and timeless. Emily, again, another, I feel like a timeless name. Lucy, and Amelia, which I absolutely love Amelia. And my coworker has a daughter named Amelia, and I'm just like, oh, I love hearing every time he talks about her. And then another name is Hadley. Hadley, not Hallie, Hadley with a D in it. But I love the name Amelia. But yeah. So the names we selected for if it's a boy and if it's a girl, depending on what our ultrasound said. Not based on our sneak peek. This is with our, I'll tell you guys what the sneak peek result was. The sneak peek result was a boy. But with that, there could be issues, like things can get contaminated, or just your blood wasn't right and it didn't read it right. Anything can go wrong, and there's always a 1% chance that could go wrong. There were some great reviews on it, some not so great reviews on it, so it's kind of just a toss-up on what you want to do. It was mainly just something fun that we can kind of help connect ourselves with the baby a little earlier. So our sneak peek results were a boy. So if the ultrasound was a boy, his name would be Finnick Jet. So my husband chose the name Finnick, which if you're a Hunger Games fan, there's a Finnick on there. My husband did not realize that when he was listening to names. And that name was not originally on my list. It was just something that someone had mentioned, and he's like, oh, I do like that name. And we have a couple friends with some interesting names. Like one of our friends named their son Atticus. Like, I don't know if it's Greek mythology or something, but Atticus was one that was a unique name. Also, my best friend just named her son Maverick, also a unique name. So they were both excited that we would choose a unique name like that for a boy. If the ultrasound showed that it was a girl, I love Riley. And I would get my Riley. I didn't get it with Adeline. I get my Riley. And it's still a toss-up between Riley Nicole and Riley Jean. I'm thinking more of Riley Nicole because I feel like that just flows well. So those are the names. Those are the names chosen. So either it'd be, for a boy, it'd be Finnick Jet. And probably for like our girl, it'd be Riley Nicole, which I also love. So I'm going to show you some pictures that I got from the ultrasound. These are the 3D ones, or 3D or 4D, something like that. So they're a little creepy, but because again, the baby's only 14 weeks, so it kind of looks like a velociraptor right now with a big head. So the baby's right there with a big old velociraptor looking face and feet and stuff. So that was really cool. And here the baby is with the hands up by their face. Like these little hands up by their face, like it's like the touching of the head and stuff. And then here's a little profile of the little baby. You kind of see the nose and the mouth and the tummy and the feet and the head. And my husband was worried. He's like, I feel like it's like the head is so big. I'm like, no, it's normal. The baby's head is going to be about the third, almost, yeah, about at least a third of the body side, if not a little more. So that's completely normal at 14 weeks. So as I've already kind of hinted throughout this video, because I can't stop saying it, but it was confirmed. Our sneak peek video was right. It is a boy. So you have here Finnick Jet Rutherford. He had his legs wide open for this photo. And it's so funny because 14 weeks is actually really early to see. They actually will do their ultrasound gender reveals by 13 weeks. But even like 13 to 14 weeks is so early to be able to see like their genitalia. It literally like just formed on the outside of the body. So it was so funny. And they're like, okay, yeah, we guarantee our results as long as the baby's willing to work with us. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? They're like, well, as long as like they have their legs kind of spread apart a little bit to be able to see. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, hopefully they'll be good. And then we go in there and she's like, okay, you ready to see the gender? I'm like, okay. Literally, she moved it over and his legs are like wide open. She's like, are you ready to know? I'm like, I think I know. I think I've seen enough ultrasounds to know that's a little thing. So it was really fun. My mother-in-law got to be there. My father-in-law got to be there. And our daughter got to be there and see with my husband. She was on her little YouTube obsessed channel, but it was still cool to have her there. So it is a boy. I've probably hinted enough saying him and he and stuff like that in here, but the sneak peek results were right. It is a boy, so I was really excited. I mean, if it was a girl, I'd be just as in love, but I was really glad that we didn't get that brief disappointment of the results being wrong. So, yes, so there you have it. You have Mr. Finnick Jet. I'm being honest. I am not completely in love. I still rather have Jameson. I really love Jameson Jet, but I am allowing my husband to pick the name, just like he let me pick the final name for Adeline. And, you know, if we do get pregnant down the road and have another girl, I'll get my Riley or my Amelia or, you know, something like that, something off of that list. But we're only planning for 2. So this is my last planned pregnancy and very tried for pregnancy. We are so blessed to not have to go through so much infertility issues. It was literally just my body not wanting to hang on to a pregnancy. And it was most likely due to a clotting issue. And so I believe wholeheartedly that baby aspirin did help me keep a baby in. But do not take it unless your doctor recommends it, because it can cause issues if you shouldn't be taking it. It's a very less risky type of medication to take compared to pretty much any other medication you would have to take for any kind of infertility issues. So I'm really blessed that we did not have to go into an extensive and expensive type of way to have a child. Before our daughter, we lost 2 children. We didn't do anything differently for her. We just waited a few months, let my body heal. So I don't know if it was the fact that just for some reason that first pregnancy doesn't want to hold, and then it was a back-to-back miscarriage and my body wasn't ready or healed enough for another pregnancy. So I do believe that when we had our daughter, I did stay on prenatals. I think that helped. And then we got pregnant with our daughter a few months later. Like, we didn't try at all for like 2 or 3 months with our daughter. And then same thing with our now son. We had 2 back-to-back miscarriages in May and June. We lost them both on Mother's Day and Father's Day. It was awful. A horrible way to celebrate that one special day of the year being a parent is losing a child on that day. So, and it's crazy to think that this baby's actually due around the same time, like as my first loss. So I lost my first baby May 13th. Right now, our projected due date is between May 10th to May 12th. So it's just crazy to think that this baby's due date is like around the same exact time as our first loss. I don't know if it was a planned or what, like maybe God just wants that day to be more of a happier day than a sad day. So it's definitely going to be an adventure with 2 children within 2 years old. My daughter will be 2.5 by the time our son is born. And yeah, so again, like I was saying, like I'm not a huge fan of the name Finnick, but I know I'm gonna grow to love it just like my husband grew to love Adeline. I know as soon as I see this baby, no matter what the name is, that child is gonna be so loved. And Finnick, I am growing more and more for that name. I love names that are unique, so it is a more unique name. I'm just surprised my husband picked it because he likes things that are like Mark and Jacob and Jonathan, like very normal names, you know? So it was very weird to hear it come out of his mouth. So he is so in love with the name Finnick, and he's so excited to have his boy and have this. He's being really sweet about the pregnancy, and he helps me when I need it. He helps me out with my daughter when I kind of need it. So it's been great so far. And we're only 14 weeks in, almost 15. It'll be 15 weeks on Friday, so in like 2 days. So it's just crazy. And I can't believe we're already at 15 weeks. Like, I'm in the second trimester of my last pregnancy. Like, as long as everything goes well and we have our rainbow in the end, this will be our last pregnancy, at least of us trying. We do plan on having my husband snipped afterwards. And yeah, so because I have done enough of the work having the children, so he said he will get the work done to not have children. And if for some reason we want to get back on the baby train, his is more easier to reverse than, say, something that I would have done. Not that way we would plan on reversing it, because that's also an extensive surgery and expensive. So we're pretty much just going to be 2 and done, and I'm happy with that. And I'm excited that our kids are closer in age. All my siblings and I'm the middle child. I'm 2.5 years apart from my older sister, and I'm 2.5 years apart from my little sister. So growing up, of course, sibling rivalry happened, but now we are really close, and it's great. So I do love that we did have our children closer together. They'll be able to have the same type of interests around the same time. So it's just getting more and more exciting. And yeah, I'm so happy that we have our little boy, and I'm just praying that everything goes well. If you're a mom of a loss or pregnancy loss, my heart is with you. I completely understand. I've been very lucky. I wouldn't say lucky, but just I haven't had to go through the same, and I don't think any lost mom has gone through the same type of struggles. It's always different, but just my heart is just out there for you. You know, let me know what your stories are. I would love to follow that along. If you have a vlog, please let me know what it is, like, or the name of your vlog, and I'll look into it. I am YouTube vlog obsessed. I follow a lot of people. I follow people like Holt and Ashley and Phil and Alex, and there's quite a few. I'm not even like naming half of what I watch, like the Fitzgeralds, the Millers, the Chatwin family that just had their triplets, and I mean, there's a lot of families I follow, and yeah, I'm not even naming a lot of them. Anyways, sorry, I'm like trying to think of them because I've been watching them all day. This is how I get by at work. I have like a little earbud. I just listen to their vlogs while I do my work. And so, yeah, so if you guys have any vlogs or anything, I would love to watch it. I would love to follow along with your birth story or plan, or your trying to conceive journey. This was a TTC video before it was a pregnancy video. So if you've been watching since then, you know the struggles and fears of just getting pregnant again. And you know the fears that you go through being pregnant and possibly experience another loss. We have been blessed to only have lost our children as chemicals, or like as early as 6 weeks before their heart is being able to be seen on a monitor. We've always lost our children that early. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to follow anyone that would like to come forward with their story. That would be great. Just leave it in the comments below. If you liked this video, just give it a thumbs up. I would love to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. It probably won't happen, but I think that's a semi-good goal to have. I think we're at like 17 or 18 now. So if you have friends with similar stories, or just maybe also trying to conceive, or also a pregnancy after having a loss, just let them know about my channel if they're interested in watching. Or I could recommend other channels like I did with like Holt and Ashley, and they had struggles, and Phil and Alex are still going through their struggles right now. And so I'll name a few more that I watch later on, and possibly attach some of their links to some of their videos on the next vlog when I get a chance to do that, okay? So I'm going to give a few shout outs to those special vlogs to me that I watch. And you could find interest in it. You may not. They're a lot more professional than I am. Like, they have the whole opening little picture reel with like music and stuff, and with their actual professional cameras and stuff. Way more professional than mine is. And they actually have they'll have sponsors sometimes, like with baby companies and just living lifestyle companies. And so you'll get to see some cool products on there. I've gotten a few ideas on some things like baby humidifiers and some baby toys and stuff that look really interesting. And so, yeah, and they always give out some kind of coupons or freebies kind of thing too, if you are interested in those things as well. So it's always something that relates to their daily life. It's not just like, oh, they are sponsoring us, so we're going to use their product. It's stuff that they actually enjoy using. A lot of them won't even accept sponsorships unless it's something they want to use or like. So that was really cool to see too. So it is stuff that is genuinely useful and practical, especially like around those same ages as your children. So it's really cool to kind of watch their lifestyles and their lives and see what they go through, and kind of relate that to your own life. And it comes in handy. It really does. Phil and Alex give great, just positive advice, even though they're going through their horrific struggles and things like that. They're just so positive and strong in life. So it's just so nice to watch them almost daily. I'll watch them. So it's really nice to be able to reach out and see people and hear their stories. And that's why I do this, is kind of to share my story, my losses, our successes with our daughter, and now our son, praying for our son. And I hope that you can keep your thoughts and prayers for our son as well, and that he has a long, healthy pregnancy and a long, beautiful life after that with us. So this is the journey to the rainbow. We are so excited for our rainbow baby, and I hope you guys continue watching as he grows, and even after, when he's here, that'd be great. So again, if you have vlogs, leave your information below. I'd love to watch it. If you have any questions, let me know, or concerns about things I've said, let me know. My facts, or the things I share, are like opinions, not facts. So you are always more than welcome to correct me or give me advice on things. Like if I'm, like how I was sick, if you know there's something I could take, let me know. I know I could take Tums. I did take some Tums when I had the stomach flu. If there's anything else I could take, just please let me know, okay? So thank you guys for following, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.